Hey, what's up? This is Sybert, and this is a Red Alert 3 replay, as I'm sure you can tell, but in case you can't tell, I just told you, so now you can tell. But anyways, this is DasDuelon, I don't know how to pronounce his name, as the Red Empire on the left side of the map, Caban Republic, and that was a pretty good click, and we also have Tingu as the Purple Soviets on the right side. And I do want to mention that this is from GameReplays.org, and it is also a best of 5 of their January finals for some sort of championship. I think it was just like a miniature once-a-month sort of tournament, you know, like find out who's the best Red Alert 3 player this month, that sort of thing. I don't think there was any sort of money on the line or anything too serious. Looks like we do have a Dojo Core Rush out of DOS, which I kind of want to pretend he's just German, so I can say, like, DOS with a horrible German accent. But anyways, I also want to mention that I actually already cast this game about a week ago, but because I'm special in so many ways, I deleted the recording. So, that's good. We have a whole ton of bears, little, mutually exclusive killing here, and, you know, an Imperial warrior chasing down a bear with a lightsaber. Looks like DOS dropping down a couple of cores. He did sell that off, but not before getting out an engineer to capture... Yeah, he captures the oil derrick. Kind of the wrong angle to capture the observation post. Not to mention the oil derrick is just, you know, more useful because money is useful. But Tingu dropping down, well, not dropping down, but bringing up his bear, and Flak Trooper, these are probably both going to go down. Yeah, sells off the one dojo core, and the other one does go down. Wasn't able to get out an engineer to capture that oil derrick, and bear got run over by a refinery core. We do have a scouting bear, which, you know, Tingu can use this at any time that he wants to just kind of go through his base and get any sort of scouting information that as to what DOS might be doing. DOS did move his MCV, just getting it on land, possibly just in case any naval units show up, but also shorten the distance between dropping the cores and them coming out of the MCV, which that was a poorly constructed sentence, but I got the point across, I hope. Terror drone running around doing a little bit of harassment. Should be able to be taken care of. DOS, you know, got a couple of Imperial warriors, which, if microed properly, the Terror drone might be able to... Nope, Terror drone won't be able to live. Spoiler alert. Looks like we got something building. Well, we'll just check out what Tingu is doing. Building another Terror drone, possibly more, you know, harassment, just light harassment. Got a Bullfrog, also got Hammer Tank. A Hammer Tank. Looks like DOS has got a Jet Tingu flying around, and Tingu dropping around dropping an expansion, which will match him for DOS's 3 ore refineries, put him on even footing. But actually, DOS's Mecha Tingu now was a Jet Tingu, locking down this ore refinery. DOS gonna go, no, Tingu gonna go ahead and halt that production so that the ore harvester doesn't spawn and then get taken out right away. Pretty smart move. Got a Jet Tingu, of course, a classic. You fly your Jet Tingus in and you flip them inside out, so to speak. You flip them into the Mecha Tingu and then take out their ore harvesters, which, you know, a lot of people complain about that. Some people claim it's broken tactic, so to speak. Mecha Tingu able to escape, but we got, you know, conscripts with their Molotov cocktails taking down an oil derrick, and also Hammer Tank taking down the wall. Try and shut down that expansion after DOS locked down Tingu's 3rd expansion. So, you know, if Tingu is able to do a fair amount of damage here, he could come out ahead or at least break even. But we do have another dojo core. This is like, what, number 6 for DOS, I think? I think it's a 6th dojo core. Might drop it and try and grab this oil derrick, since he did lose this one, so that, you know, he lost his economic edge that he had. Conscripts are moving up, but they are getting taken out by whatever is in this building. A couple of Looks like just one Imperial Warrior, but, you know, one Imperial Warrior in this building can take out a lot of conscripts, as I'm sure you can see. Ore Harvester almost gets taken out. The Tank Buster, which was probably called in via that support power, was able to save it. Looks like a Jet Tengu got taken out between the Hammer Tank and the Bullfrog. They were able to clear that up pretty nicely. The 2 Imperial Warriors able to clean up the rest of those conscripts, and looks like Tingu had to cancel that refinery and rebuild it, which, you know, you regain all of the money provided you don't actually build the building. You don't actually finish the building and then had to sell it off, because it could have just canceled that production, waited for the Mecha Tango to take off, and then rebuild it. Bringing in the Hammer Tank just to make sure that there's no shenanigans going on by DOS, because, you know, which might not want to leave that Hammer Tank there the whole time, as it could come to play a role in a battle, which you never know. That one Hammer Tank being stuck up there, well, it's not stuck like that Harvester was. If you missed that, just rewind about 5 seconds and watch that Harvester doing a little jig on the side there. Terror Drone probably going to lock down this Mecha Tengu. Mecha Tengu going to get taken out by the Hammer Tank, but as I was saying, you know, if you forget a Hammer Tank or two around the map, even if it's guarding a location, that can be a pretty big deal in a battle. Looks like DOS dropping down a 4th ore refinery, which puts him 1 ahead. Yes, well, what? It's like 1.5, because Tengu's ore harvesters are glitching out, which I feel is unfair. This, you know, the game might be a little bit biased. That Chopper VX, not a Striker VX. Chopper VX narrowly escapes the Bullfrogs. Might have been able to micro forward if Tengu was paying attention, but it didn't happen, so, you know, we could debate forever what might have happened. Looks like a, you know, Mecha Tengu versus Bear. Metal transforming robot versus a poor animal. I think PETA is gonna come down pretty hard on Tingu if they ever find out about that. And not on Tingu, well, maybe on Tingu, because he's enlisting bears into the military. 5 Tank Busters possibly out of this Instant Dojo, and he also captured the oil derrick. But, you know, PETA's gonna come down on DOS for killing poor bears. I mean, if they freaked out on Nintendo for the Tanuki skin, why would they get mad at EA for killing fake bears? Got a couple of Yari mini-subs being sent out around the map. Possibly could take down this 4th expansion, or 4th ore refinery for Tengu, moving his MCV to the front lines, so to speak, which, you know, could end up being his downfall. Not necessarily his downfall, but could end up being a big mistake if a couple of Chopper VXs are able to get over there, because they'll, you know, take that down relatively quickly, depending on how fast Tingu can reinforce or protect his MCV. Second oil there, gonna go down. I really don't think that DasDuelon is going to be able to save that. He will, however, be able to save this refinery from the Twin Blades, because, you know, Tengus versus Twin Blades, Tengus are probably going to win. Unless those Tengus are supported by 3 Bullfrogs, in which case, you know, Bullfrogs are going to win. But this is all pretty basic stuff for any of those of you who have played the game, which I imagine most of you, not necessarily all of you. Ore Collector going into lockdown mode. Probably, yeah, a couple of Hammer Tanks heading up here, going to be able to lock that down just fine. Although, Twin Blade's going to get there first. Might just want to... I don't know if the cooldown for the transformation is off. Doesn't matter now. Couple of 3... Oh, dropped a Tesla coil, so that's... Location is going to be safe, at least from Tengu's. Looks like a flak trooper here, defending to his last breath. But wall segment goes up, protecting that ore collector from the Tengu's. They could, you know, transform and then retransform, which they're going to want to do if they survive. But they all escape. Tingu decides to turn around his Twin Blades. I guess they have matters elsewhere. Not taking out the Yari mini-subs. So just going to want to keep an eye on these Mecha Tengu, Jet Tengu transforming robots of death. Because they could, you know, play a pretty big role. Not a whole lot else is going on. We got a C-Wing which Sea Wings, if they are able to, you know, if these twin blades make a hit and run on this expansion, or even possibly on this expansion, the Sea Wings could be able to hit them and take, you know, maybe take down one or two, or transform and pick off any sort of stray infantry. The Sea Wings, that is, would be able to transform and pick off any stray infantry with a slight engagement versus a building. And we're back with this, you know, building getting killed, a couple of conscripts inside going to evacuate, and I'm assuming, yes, they are going to get taken out, and we've got, I had to let my dog out, so there'll probably be a little bit of a glitch there, but that's what's happening. Life happens, man. Life happens. Happens to all of us. I think. Maybe it doesn't happen to you, but, you know, happens to most people. Imperial warriors took, you know, 14 of them to take down that building, but it worked. Clearing out the buildings pretty effectively. Also very effective at clearing out buildings with force artillery, because, you know, they've got that long range. So we may have our first big engagement. We've, of course, had many minor engagements in this game, but we are looking to gear up for our first big engagement. Right now it's just, you know, building versus building, but in a couple seconds we could have a pretty epic battle that is starting. Wave force artillery firing through one building to another building. Pretty standard procedure there. I always fire through buildings when I want to shoot stuff. There goes a hammer tank. So as we've got this battle unfolding, the chopper VXs move to the front line for no reason. A little bit of a misclick there from DOS, and the whatever the little spider jumpy things are, I forget. Corrupted vehicle, you know, doing some damage, taking out some units of DOS's. Good move by Tingu there, but he doesn't have anything to really deal with effectively these wave force artillery unless they just sit here and get taken out by Tingu's army, which would be a very bad move for DOS, but that looks like what may happen. And one wave force artillery does go down. Mecha Tengus, or rather Jet Tengus, to save the day and possibly take out, only getting one or two twin blades. I believe they got one, and getting taken out themselves. All three of them do go down. So that's 3 Jet Tengus down for DOS, and we do have a sickle, that's what it's called. Sickle taking out this ore harvester, which ore harvester just allowed to glitch out of that little box. And I think they're just trying to take down this building. Oh, that hammer tank has a wave force artillery attachment and was able to actually take down an actual wave force artillery. So this could be, you know, hero hammer tank. Get this guy, you know, a little star instead of the 2 chevrons. Power him up on one of these buildings, and by power I do mean heal up on one of those buildings. Could end up being the MVP. Could be what saves it for Tingu, or it could be what loses it. The suspense is killing you. But, you know, it doesn't kill you, it's just killing you, so don't die. Where would I be if you died? You're gonna die on me? You're not even gonna see this next battle, which, you know, isn't happening, but if you die on me, you can't see this battle. Where does that leave me? I can't believe you. A wave force hammer tank taking out a single infantry. Looks like a whole bunch of tank busters attacking a Tesla trooper. Not the best idea, but they couldn't have fired anything else. Almost able to take down a couple of twin blades, which if he can take out those twin blades, he can control the skies, so to speak. Because he won't have to deal, he can switch his striker VXs into chopper VXs, rain down fire on the hammer tanks, which will clear them out, and then hopefully, he actually doesn't have very much in the way of anti-infantry, so this infantry ball may be a bit of trouble for him to deal with. And by him, I do mean DOS, which, you know, DOS could be a girl, but statistically speaking, DOS is a guy, and so is Tingu. But we do have a Shogun battleship taking out the Akula submarine with whatever the special ability is called, some sort of rampage, sort of, you know, run over other ships feature, which sounds kind of dangerous. 5 twin blades should be able to take down this ore refinery, but they get chased away by something. Tingu retreats, sells off his own ore refinery, putting him on 3 ore refineries, which None of them are depleted yet, so he's, you know, not too far behind, but Das does have the 3 as well, because only 3 of them are mining. I'm assuming all 3. I'm missing a bit of a minor battle on this building. Twin Blades versus Building. Building's probably going to win, because as you know, Buildings are OP, and EA refuses to nerf them. Makes me so mad. EA, you know, Building's so OP. I'm of course kidding, and if that was focus firing, that was a bit of brilliant focus firing from Das, because he got 1 shot off on the 1 Twin Blade that only had 1 little hit of health left. But no, I was kidding about Buildings being OP. I don't actually have an opinion on that, although I wouldn't be surprised if someone else did. So if you have an opinion on whether Buildings are OP or not, let me know. And was that our hero? I think that was our hero, Hammer Tank, our Wave Force Hammer Tank Artillery tank. Another Wave Force does go down. Those Twin Blades are getting a little bit out of hand, but you know what's also out of hand? Losing your Chopper VXs and getting them locked down by a mix of Tesla troopers and... Alright, we're back once again, sorry about that, and yet another interruption, but life happens. In the middle of epic battles, of course. So as I was saying something about Wave Force Artillery and Twin Blades getting out of hand, but now it looks like Tingu is kind of coming out ahead. I mean, I think his MCV ran over something, but it's really hard to tell. Well, if it takes out that Striker VX, that would be a pretty big deal, because now, well, actually now, neither player has much of an army, but Tengu does have an Akula submarine. Whatever happened to that? Ah, that Shogun battleship right there, that one. Oh, and actually he has 2 Shogun battleships, which, if he can force an engagement here or here, if Das can force an engagement somewhere near the coast, he could be able to take out Tengu, or at least do massive damage with the Shogun battleships. But, or, you know, Tengu could take out both of the Shogun battleships with Hero Akula submarine. Looks like the MCV might just go down, and those Chopper VXs will make sure of that. So now we have no MCV. Does he even have a build queue? Does Tingu have a build queue? I don't think so. Nope, no crane. So no base defenses, no buildings. Is he working on... And I switched to the wrong person. And he's not working on an MCV, so this could be big, because I'm not very good at remembering which way to switch. Looks like one of those Shogun battleships did get taken out. Terror drone inside of the ore harvester, which puts them on even footing as far as ore harvesters go. And now there's no way, currently, with no build queue, for Tingu to catch up in the economy, although if he's able to keep sabotaging Das's economy and taking out his whatever that was, he will be able to stay on equal footing. And looks like Tingu getting, no, Das getting out another refinery, might be taking this one, as his originals still have 8,000, so no one's quite depleted their ore yet. As of course, when the ore mines deplete, they do give off less ore per trip to the ore collectors than when they have a full amount of ore. Yes, yeah, okay, go away. Thank you, tooltip. Please leave. The Akula submarine was able to take out one of the Naginatana cruisers, and one of the Akula submarines got taken out. Both of the Akula submarines got taken out, as well as that terror drone. Looks like we have a couple of Chopper VXs moving in to support this naval force, which now that that Bullfrog is gone, they can move in, take out the Tesla coil, as well as the naval yard, and the barracks, possibly. Minor engagement, Yari mini-subs getting taken out by terror drones. And looks like we got the C-Wing just waiting, which actually he could control-click on that Yari mini-sub. Actually, maybe he couldn't. Yeah, I don't think he could, so he has to just wait and take out the terror drone just like he did. So, props to, you know, Das for winning this match. Actually, Tengu has been defeated, and we're going on to a game 2. This is a best of 5, which means that we could have 3 games, or we could have an ace match of 5 games. or we could have 4 games. So we don't know what's going to happen. Somewhere between there. If you guys are interested in seeing the graphs, here they are. Looks like DOS was leading in resources that entire time, but, you know, that was fairly obvious as he did have an advantage in expansions. And here are all of, only 1 support power per player. But here are all of the stats for them. 16-minute game. Pretty good. I mean, there was the one kind of bigger battle and then some smaller battles. All around, I would say it was a pretty good game. But that does it for me for this game. This is Sybert signing out.